What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales of the Rays video. Today, we have the translated producer's letter for November 2019. This is producer's letter volume 33. There is a lot of stuff to go over here, so I'll try to go through it as fast as possible, but we may be here for like a good 15-20 minutes, depending on everything. So, here's the quick topics. I'm just going to kind of give you a brief overview of what we're going to be talking about here. So, implementing a gacha, so this is for the version update 3.5.0, implementing a gacha ceiling using unequipped MAs, room illustration collection, change to illustration guide, and add rewards based on it, reduces character limit break animation, mission renewals, and daily quest renewals. Future plans, Tog of Prognators, all-out battles, that's obviously the monthly tower, and we're getting a new one, which was mentioned before. Training mode, which I'm still waiting on. They'll be great because I'll be able to make full-on kind of gameplay videos for every character for you guys. Room feature Powerup. So I wonder if there's going to be a faster way to level characters, but obviously this will all be explained down below. November 2019 release schedule. So this is the first we're getting, and this is unfortunate because I wanted to save for them. Fourth batch of Spirit Gears, Velvet. They wrote Core, but Shang, we call him Shang in these parts. And Estelle, so that's mid-November, which will obviously be around the 13th when the current event ends. Tales of Petite Tour, late November 2019, so that's probably going to be, probably the early 20s, or like probably around the 22nd, I would guess. Yeah, probably between the 18th and the 22nd, so that's the Zelos event that we saw. We'll obviously get more information later on. Fairies Requiem Chapter 10, Milla and Julius, late November 2019, so around the 25th. And then Tales of Eternia Winter event will be the very end, so probably around the 30th. Now, let's actually go into detail on all this stuff. So, version update 3.5.0, implementing a gacha ceiling. By pulling on banners, you will be able to earn grades. This applies to both diamonds and mirror gems, though using mirror gems will fetch more. You can spend these grades on items such as mirror jarts and mirror gears available within that gacha. So we've had this before where I think they did it for the story chapter where Malik and Richard came, where if you summoned enough, you would have been able to buy a ticket or something that gave you their mirror jar. So it looks like they're going to do this for every banner moving forward. So if you save enough, you're obviously going to have to summon a ton in order to even hit that gacha ceiling. But they are implementing it for the whales who just maybe get super unlucky, or free-to-play players who, maybe you save for like 6 months because you're going to want one specific thing, and you just save it all for that. All right. Using unequipped MAs. So this is interesting. With there being several different kinds of MAs, Gacha, Collab, Seasonal, Overraid, Decisive, players will now be able to use unequipped MAs in battle. Stats will mainly be affected by the MAs that are equipped. So you'll obviously you'll equip the two that you have, and then you have the Spirit Gear. But it seems like any other mirror jarts for that specific character that you just own, you're going to be able to have a way to actually use them, which is really, really cool. MG required by unequipped MAs will be that of the equipped ones instead, meaning if you equip a seasonal MA that requires a lesser amount of MG, you will still be able to use over a MG, but at the cost of its power. Depending on the MG consumed, this goes, same goes for the opposite. Equipping a high MG MA and using a low MG MA will have its power adjusted accordingly. So you're essentially telling us that if you save up enough MG for an actual overray, that means a regular mirror jar will do damage based on an overray, like if that mirror jar was an overray. So that's crazy. Obviously, we'll have to see how that's kind of implemented later on. Room illustration guide changed, or illustration collection changed to illustration guide. As words based on it. The illustration collection in the room will have its name changed to illustration guide, obviously. There will be a point exchange system where points can be attained. Collection points based on the number of mirror jarts and limit breaks will also be added. So that's interesting. So I wonder if that, so based on different mirror jarts and limit breaks. So I assume that means however many you have already. There will be two types of collection rewards. Amount of MAs attained and amount of limit breaks. So I have a ton, so whatever these beginning rewards are, rewards here will, increase certain stats for all characters. Example, HP plus 10, physical attack plus 1, etc. So the more gacha stuff you pull, the stronger your characters are going to be overall. Amount of Mirage Arts attained by and limit breaks by series. Rewards here will include titles that can be used on your profile. So that's kind of cool. Reduces character limit breaking animation. The animation play when limit breaking and character will now be reduced. That's nothing big. I always click skip anyway. Mission renewals. As previously mentioned, the missions will get a renewal. The rewards attained by clearing these new missions will also be increased. Clearing all the current missions can fetch you almost 4,000 diamonds. Wow. So when it says missions, I assume stuff like, I don't know if it means actual quests, like when you go on a quest, like are they going to reset the first arc and you can just replay through it? Or does it mean missions in the mission tab? Which we'll obviously have to see how that goes. Also, after the renewals release, the new missions that have already been cleared will also be cleared once again. Okay, so it is actual missions. As for such, those of you who this affects, you might receive over 1,000 diamonds on this 1,000-day celebration, assuming there are players this affects. This is actually really, really cool. I need diamonds very badly for Spirit Gears. Daily quest renewal. Daily quests will be renewed as long-time players don't really have as much of a need for it. As such, they will be renewing the concept to appeal to beginners, so as not to impede on the main scenario/events. AP require will be reduced and will be restricted to X amount of runs per day. The drops will also be considerably altered. So, obviously, the whole thing, if you are a long-time player, those daily missions that change, the different anima types, they're not very useful to someone like me or someone who's been playing for over 6 months, because all those rewards or all those materials you can get from that, you can buy from the event shops, and it's much easier to get from event shops than it is to farm that mission over and over and over. So they do want to renew it, so it'll kind of be like the Spirit Gear events where you can only do it 3 times per day, and you'll just get rewards based on that. And obviously, like they said, they're going to lower the amount of AP it costs, so it's not impeding on your ability to farm events and stuff. Future plans. Tower of Progenitors all-out battle. While this was originally meant to release in the summer, they felt like that as an end-game content, it wouldn't satisfy their core players. As such, they decided to readjust it along with the alpha. With there being high expectations for this feature, the producer would like more time to work on it. Expect a follow-up report towards the end of the year. So I see this is going to be so this tower is going to be for long-time players who've been playing for at least a year or more, or people who spend a lot of money on the game. This is not going to be... So the tower right now is pretty much anyone who has a decent amount of characters can be... I can get to level 50, because obviously getting to level 60 is kind of for the long-time players. Like 50 to 60 is for long-time players or whales. But 1 to 50, I maybe lose 20 characters out of my, 90 characters I can use for the tower. And then, obviously, depending on how lazy I can auto-battle it up to 60 with the remaining characters I have and still have, probably 10 characters left over. So they obviously want to add something to give players an actual challenge. So that's what this is going to be. So if you are a new player, if you're someone who doesn't really play a ton, this mode is not going to be for you. This mode is going to be for people who are skilled at the game, who know how to use their characters, and who have a decent amount of powerful characters. Training mode, this is also coming in late, but it's definitely making its way. With more and more characters and arts being released, the demand for this feature will also go up. As such, they would like to get started on it as soon as possible. So once this training mode comes, what my plan for the channel is I'm going to... Every character I have a full weapon set for, I am going to make a kind of gameplay video for. I'll mess around with it beforehand, but once I've got it kind of down, we'll kind of showcase some combos that if you're using a specific character, maybe this will be a combo you would like to use. What are the ideal weapon sets to have on characters? So this training mode will be great for content. Room feature Powerup, still a work in progress. So we don't know anything about that, but if it's called Room Feature Powerup, I assume they're going to implement a way maybe you can level maybe the characters you have, shown in the room, maybe there will be a way for them to level up over time as long as they're there. So there's that. So let's go over, now we're going to go over the schedule for this month. So November 2019 event schedule. First batch of Spirit Gears, Velvet, Shing, and Estelle, mid-November. Velvet, Shing, and Estelle are the fourth batch of characters to receive Spirit Gears. The elements used for Estelle and Velvet might be a little confusing to some, depending on whether they played the original titles or not. While the producer does agree that Velvet and Estelle are a perfect fit for dark and light elements respectively, this time's a little different, a sort of reference. If you do find yourself curious as to why this is, play the original titles. Shing, however, will be given the Spirit of Lightning as per his Vita release. Also, they previously mentioned the timing for releasing 6 enhancements were a little murky due to production reasons. However, with more requests coming in for faster releases, they decided to release 6 enhancements for the Spirit Gear characters from this 4th batch of Spirit Gear onwards. So this is also to help with issues concerning utilization of Spirit Gear characters who lack of elemental arts. So that means what they're going to do here is, so starting with these 3 characters, so Velvet, Shing, and Estelle will have their 6 enhancements for all their gear. And then any Spirit Gears that come in the future, since they seem to do a Spirit Gear batch every other month now, they will get their 6 enhancements immediately. Tales of Petite Tour, so it's a mini event. So this is going to be kind of like the Tales of Link thing they did, where it's like 3 missions and then you're kind of done. A Hot Springs event was not definitely something the producer had expected to hold in real life. Given how fun this tour seems, the producer thought to have those who are participating in the tour and even those who are not to enjoy themselves in this event. Okay, so it's just going to be a little mini event. I'm not expecting a new Mirage art for Zelos. We might get a new outfit for him. So there shouldn't be anything like grand for Zelos. I mean, if there is a new Mirage art, I'm not going to complain, but I don't see them really doing that. Fairy's Requiem, especially since we already have so much other content this month. Fairy's Requiem Chapter 10, Milla and Julius, late November 2019. Fractured Milla from Tales of Xillia 2, the last character from the main visual for Fairy's Requiem will be joining. So, the last character from the main visual. So that just means everyone who we saw in the opening or on, well, I would just say for the artwork, like when you open the main screen, she's the last character on there we don't have playable yet. Because there is still Soleil from Tales of Rebirth, who is part of the opening, and we don't have him yet. Victor, who previously came in as the 100th character, and now Fractured Milla are coming in as the 1,000-day celebration character. Julius's Overray MA will also be making an appearance. With that, all of the currently released Xillia characters have their chromatis... Well, currently released. I was going to say, there's still one more. Still have their chromatis forms. From this chapter onwards, there will be 2 Millas. In terms of dialogue, Fractured Milla will be displayed as Milla, while the current player Milla will be Milla Maxwell. Okay, that makes sense. I'm very excited to see how Fractured Milla is going to play and how they're going to kind of make her different. Tales of Eternia Winter Event, Chisel, end of November 2019. To end off November and start off the winter season, Chisel from Tales of Eternia will be participating. This event will, however, not be a raid, but a powerful enemy event instead. Chisel will also not be a boss character. So that means she will be able to be healed by your characters. So she's not going to be like Barbados or Mythos and all the others. Not too much can be said about this due to spoiler reasons, but do look forward to do with 2 O's. Chisel's costume will be past Chisel version shown during the 3rd Trials of Seifert. I haven't played Eternia, so I have no idea what that means. She will also have 2 types of voice. One where she's possessed by Nereid, and another one where she's not. And then we got some last details here. There's still some information regarding the 1,000-day celebration that hasn't been revealed. Do look forward to 11/25. Another mascot character may be added through the Turtle Shop deal. It's yet to be revealed. I'm not really a fan of those characters, because unless you're someone who spends a ton, you're not going to be buying them. I bought Dark Turtles, but I don't have any gear or anything for them because I don't have enough prisms to buy any of that stuff. But anyways, so that's pretty much everything. Some pretty exciting stuff here. I'd say the stuff I'm most excited for is the collection rewards for all the stuff you've collected. See how much that increases the stats of all our characters. Mission renewals, so we're going to be able to get up to 4,000 diamonds just replaying all the content is what it seems like. And then future plans. I'm very excited for the new tower to see how that goes. Obviously, when this launches, we will probably do... if it's like a full tower, I'll probably do a full live stream of playing the tower. Because at this point, there's no reason for me to live stream the tower anymore, just because I beat it on my own on auto battle within like 20-30 minutes. And then training mode, obviously I'm very excited, so I can actually start to get better with some of these other characters. So very exciting stuff. This is the order we have for everything, so expect around the 13th for this next batch of Spirit Gears, which I will do. I'm only going to have like one multi, I feel like, by the time it comes out, so I'll make a video and we'll do my one multi. But that's probably what I'm going to be summoning on throughout this month. I was hoping that this would be last, because I'm not going to touch the Milla and Julius banner. The only way I'll touch this is if I've gotten everything I want from here. Like, if I get a copy of Velvet and Estelle Spirit Gear from the banner, by the time the story chapter comes out, I might lob a multi for Milla and Julius. But I'm not putting anything in this Tales of Eternity event. But yeah, so we got our Spirit Gears around the 13th. We got the Tales of Petit Tour mini event, which will probably be around the 18th. And then we got our story chapter probably around the 25th. Well, let's actually see what day. I want to look at the end of this month. So the 25th is a Monday, so probably like the 26th or the 27th. Or they might do it earlier. Maybe they'll do it on Friday the 22nd. And then the Eternity event will be Saturday. Well, the 30th is a Saturday, and they usually don't work on weekends, so we may get it on the 29th. So I could see the story chapter maybe the 22nd or the 25th. And then, yeah, and then the new event on the 29th. Very exciting stuff. Let me know what you guys think of all this stuff down below. There's definitely a lot of updates coming to the game, which is great news for all of us, because that means if they're this invested and keep doing updates, the game's not going anywhere anytime soon, even though we are coming up to the 30-year anniversary. And a lot of mobile games, you know, they don't make it to 3 years. So Tales is doing great. We're obviously making a lot of money on this side. Unfortunately, the English version didn't get that kind of love, but at least the English version will have Chris Story to look forward to, and hopefully that can go well. But anyways, that is it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. You want to stay up to date with everything Tales of the Rays. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.